The following is an Investor Brand Network audio production via our audio press release solutions. As a multifaceted financial news and publishing company, Investor Brand Network utilizes its network of more than 5,000 distribution partners as well as other corporate communication tools to introduce public and private companies to a wide audience of investors, consumers, journalists, and the general public. Investor Brand Network's platform connects the investment community with companies that have great potential and a strong dedication to building shareholder value. The following audio press release may feature a client partner of Investor Brand Network. Investor Brand Network may have been compensated for the production of this audio production. Please be sure to read our entire disclaimer for full disclosure.
Welcome to Network Newswire editorial coverage titled, "A Lesson in Cannabis. Second Mover Can Be Better Positioned." Even though medical marijuana has been legal in some US states for more than a decade, the substance didn't gain much recognition until Colorado set the market on its head in 2012 by making adult-use marijuana legal. Since then, other states have followed suit, while in 2018, Canada went all in to become the first developed nation with weed legalized at the federal level. Not surprisingly, North America companies and investors were tripping over themselves trying to capitalize on the massive burgeoning market. In all market segments, plenty of lessons were learned as everyone, from companies to investors to lawmakers, worked to organize a brand new market. Lessons that the new generation of multi-state operators, such as Red, White and Bloom Brands Inc., OTCQX ticker symbol RWBYF, have leveraged to more efficiently execute their business models. RWB is following in the footsteps of large first movers such as Curaleaf Holdings Inc., CURLF, Green Thumb Industries Inc., GTBIF, Trulieve Cannabis Corp, TCNNF, and Cresco Labs, CRLBF, companies that survived the early days to hold valuations in the billions of dollars. Grand View Research forecasts the global legal marijuana market to grow 14.3% annually to reach $84 billion by 2028. RWB is emerging as a dominant MSO, with licenses, cultivation space and dispensaries in top US markets. Products are already in more than 700 dispensaries. Its PV products are #1 selling vape in Michigan. RWB has acquired licensing, branding rights of High Times dispensaries and High Times cannabis-based CBD and THC products. Learn from elders to capture chunk of $84 billion market. The green rush is in full swing, including medical marijuana now being legal in 36 US states and recreational marijuana legal in 16 more plus Washington, D.C. A recent survey by Pew Research indicates that 91% of Americans say marijuana should be legal for use by adults in some form, which begs the question about when Congress will take up the issue to overturn federal prohibition. To that point, market analysts at Grand View Research see legalization and better understanding of therapeutic benefits as key drivers in the global legal marijuana market, growing 14.3% annually to reach $84 billion by 2028. While most think that trumpeting first mover status is the optimal position, that isn't always necessarily true. Look what happened to MySpace and AIM, AOL Instant Messenger, as they faded to irrelevance, as Snapchat, TikTok and Instagram exploded in popularity to challenge incumbent platforms. Second movers can enjoy advantages as they learn from pioneering entities that paved the way. Specific to the cannabis business, there is no shortage of companies that learn from sad experience the price to pay for expanding too fast, overpaying for acquisitions, or building a business a mile wide and a foot deep. Red, White and Bloom Brands Inc., RWBYF on OTCQX and RWB on Canadian Securities Exchange, is a compelling mix of old and new that is methodically building a commanding position in the United States as a multi-state operator. In fact, the company refers to itself as a superstate operator, a reflection of its strategy to remain hyper-focused on dominating specific markets before expanding to others, which ensures it doesn't get spread too thin. The company has the capital to move aggressively after raising $44.5 million this month, part of which went to retire $7.7 million in debt. Headquartered in Toronto, Canada, Red, White and Bloom's business is initially targeting 7 states with lucrative cannabis markets: California, Arizona, Oklahoma, Florida, Illinois, Michigan, and Massachusetts. About 91% of the $24.6 billion global cannabis market was generated in the United States in 2020, with these states instrumental in market share. Cumulatively across the states, the company owns or has agreements for licenses, cultivation, processor and distribution, millions of square feet of cultivation space for CBD and cannabis, and dispensaries, either open or leases that will be retail locations. In addition to distribution networks that have their popular brands in 700+ dispensaries. A house of premium brands. Red, White and Bloom is employing strategic brand acquisitions and partnerships to become a top 3 player in US cannabis, as well as its non-psychoactive cousin, hemp. RWB's model is de-risked by leveraging long-standing and popular brands. In the world of marijuana, arguably the most recognizable brand is 46-year-old High Times, which is a portfolio brand of RWB after an acquisition deal last year. Per the agreement, RWB has licensing and branding rights of High Times dispensaries and High Times cannabis-based CBD and THC products in Michigan, Illinois, and Florida. The company also acquired branding of High Times hemp-derived CBD products nationally in the US, carrying the Culture brand. RWB's portfolio also contain Platinum premium cannabis products. As the name implies, Platinum CBD and THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, the cannabinoid responsible for the high feeling from ingesting cannabis, products are premium goods to the highest industry standards for safety and purity. Mid-American Growers is also an important part of the portfolio, a brand that began as an 8-acre greenhouse half a century ago and which has grown into a 3.6 million square foot state-of-the-art technology and R&D facility under glass. Mid-American product bag includes CBD Icy Relief Salve, CBD Icy Relief Roll-On, and CBD Gummies. This dovetails with RWB's upcoming Pura H&W of CBD cosmetics. Impressive core markets. RWB is staring down a long list of catalysts, many of which are centered on its core market of Michigan and Illinois. Michigan is the fastest growing cannabis market in the country, with sales topping $1 billion less than 1 year after legal recreational marijuana sales started in 2019. This is a growth springboard opportunity for RWB, which recently received its pre-qualification for a cannabis license in Michigan. The licensing paved the way for RWB to take control of 8 stores open currently, with 2 more awaiting licenses and 8 more turnkey ready that will be branded High Times. PV is sold in 200+ dispensaries and is the top-selling vape in the state. Furthermore, the company is pre-qualified for a processing license for oils, edibles and concentrates, and is planning 3 indoor cultivation facilities, including 1 under construction. The Illinois market is booming after adult use was legalized in June 2019, and RWB is moving forward in this space as well. The company recently signed a definitive agreement to acquire the issued and outstanding shares of Cannabis Capital Partners Inc, an arm's-length Ontario special-purpose vehicle with rights to currently purchase medically and recreationally approved THC cultivation centre licenses in Illinois. Assets also include a 23,572 square foot active cultivation and manufacturing operation, as well as the associated inventory, and the real estate assets include 2 acres of land. Currently, a $1.2 billion market and growing, Illinois' approach to the cannabis market remains fragmented. RWB aims to maintain and expand the existing cultivation license, but could be in line for significant expansion if given the green light to utilize its 3.6 million square foot greenhouse, located only a couple hours from the existing licensed facility. The much larger facility could easily add significant revenue via £100,000 of product produced at sub $500 per pound cash cost and sold at $2,500 per pound wholesale. PV and High Times products would be launched as well. $32 million Canadian dollars in sales and just getting started. As impressive as the existing asset list is, the fact remains that RWB is still in its infancy, with some deals only recently being finalised that will serve as key inflection points. Early this month, RWB reported adjusted sales for Q1 2021 of $32.2 million Canadian dollars, up 2.4% from Q4 2020. Removing the forex effects of the strengthening Canadian dollar, the gain was 5.5%. The company also reached positive earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, EBITDA, of $460,000 for the first quarter. The kicker is that those financial results don't include the RWB assets in Michigan that are not yet migrated under the corporate umbrella, the Florida acquisition which took place at the end of April. Nor did the results include the Illinois assets, which are still waiting on regulatory approval to close before being added to RWB's books. Quote, "Those assets, when coupled with the significant market share of our platinum brands, makes us a significant player in Michigan, and we're actually just getting started," end quote, commented Brad Rogers, RWB chairman and CEO, in a recent news release. The company added that it remains active in looking for new acquisitions, is expanding its cultivation footprint in Florida, and plans to have new Florida retail stores opening during 2H 2021 as well.
This audio press release is an original broadcast provided by Investor Brand Network, a multifaceted financial news and publishing company that delivers a new generation of corporate communication solutions, including news aggregation and syndication, social communication, and brand awareness tools. Investor Brand Network may receive payments for the services and solutions provided to its client partners. You should assume that the owners, officers, and directors of Investor Brand Network or financial analysts mentioned in this audio production may hold a position in and may intend to trade the securities on their own accounts. This audio production is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell any securities mentioned in this audio production. The information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be or should it be construed as investment advice. As in all investments, investment in the featured companies carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the companies thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This audio production by Investor Brand Network is not purported to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from featured companies and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by Investor Brand Network as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice. Please see our full disclaimers and disclosures at investorbrandnetwork.com.